What's happening, people? Welcome to this episode of Everything 9000. What's happening, Ishan? What's happening, Amrit?
What's up? What's happening?
Yeah, today we are going to be doing something slightly different to what we normally do, actually. There's just been a lot of things going on. You know, it's the start of August. Still, today it's 33 degrees out there.
It's too hot, man.
It's roasting, man. I thought what we'd do a bit of an August roundup. You know, we'll touch on a few topics. You know, let's just discuss what's been going on. First off, Commonwealth Games just finished. Yeah. That was big. I mean, for me personally, just seeing the energy in Brum was insane. Unfortunately, you didn't make it. You were quite busy with
I'm not going to lie. I really do regret not coming. But in all fairness, my best friend's getting married, so it's hard. But, you know, everywhere on Snapchat stories, even my cousins went, my sister was there, they said it was just crazy.
I've never seen so many people in the city centre.
Oh, yeah, the city centre was packed out. But
it was like London on a hot day. Everyone's there for like the Jubilee or something. It was like those levels.
Yeah, it was pretty packed out. Like, you couldn't get, like, every shop had like huge queues, you know, when you try and go out for lunch and stuff.
Well, yeah, we recorded a Veggie Ventures video. We still need to release it at the Falafel Cart. We caught some of the vibes, so yeah, keep your eye out for that. But yeah, man, like I went to the closing ceremony because the game started. But then, you know, I saw more and more online, people are posting about, I'm at Alexander Stadium today, you know, there was a 100-metre race, whatever. And then I'd see a bit of swimming. Obviously, your sister was there covering the event too. And I was like, okay, yeah, let me just see if there's some tickets available. Oh, shit, this actually finishes on Monday. The game's only lasted like a week and 2 days. And I was like, I was just expecting in my head, I was like, I've got loads of time. I'll just check them out when I can.
It came and it went.
I found that out. I went to town straight away, started taking pictures straight away. I booked the closing ceremony tickets.
You know, I was like, I need to experience this. Why are you guys like so worked about the Commonwealth? Like, who gives a shit about Commonwealth?
There are a lot of people that like him.
I know.
No, but like, what's the point of Commonwealth? I don't get it. Like,
no, but like the way that the sole purpose, I didn't really care about the games itself.
No, I care about the games, but I don't like if they called these games something else and it wasn't Commonwealth, I'd go watch them. You know?
Right. You're going into the history and like the fact that like England's colonized all these places.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're meant to fucking forget all of that shit and celebrate like nothing. You know, the Commonwealth, they're not apologetic about their past. It's like this thing created to kind of like almost cover all the fucking abuses they've done.
By that logic, as Indians, don't you think we shouldn't even be in this country because England went to India and like colonized that shit and like just fucked everything?
No, like this is not the point I'm trying. No, I think this is the wrong. You're taking it too far, right? Okay, yeah. For example,
some would say you're taking it too far.
Like,
I'm not taking it too far.
It's just a game.
What I want is some sort of like acceptance. Right, and acknowledgement of the things that have happened in the past, right? Yeah, and I get this whole the spirit of the games is to bring all those nations together.
I'll DM Buckingham Palace right after this, and I'll ask if they can.
But you know, if you look at if you look at the Commonwealth Games and the whole thing about Commonwealth, yeah, it's celebrating Britain's empire and its positive impact around the world and stuff, right? Yeah, in the past, but it's not positive; it's negative.
Then what? Why doesn't Why did the teams compete then? Why did the teams not pull out?
No, because it's like it's a sport, right? At the end of the day, right? And plus the way the British government and the way the British people see Commonwealth is a thing to celebrate the empire, right? And that's the attitude that comes from like.
So for that reason, you didn't want to partake in the games and all that. Then you didn't want to watch the events and stuff.
No, I can't. I'm not going to lie and say I didn't watch any of the events. It was on TV, and you know what? I was tempted to go watch India play hockey and stuff, right? Yeah, but at the end of the day, I still couldn't get myself to do it. So I like the fact that they're playing games. I like if they called it anything else other than the Commonwealth, and it wasn't about the Commonwealth, I'd go watch them. The Olympics. If the Olympics were here, like or in London, go watch them. I'd watch them on TV.
Fair enough. Did you experience London 2012 Olympics?
I watched something.
Was it crazy?
The buzz was unreal, man. It was like I've never experienced London like that ever. And that was 10 years ago now.
That's crazy.
No, it's just they had the anniversary stuff going on for it like a few weeks back at the village.
But you know one thing that we should like mention, that the Commonwealth, yeah, despite how shitty you think it is, it's probably done so much for Birmingham in the future. For example, they've made so many stadiums in Perry Bar. They've built the new swimming complex in Smethwick. So you have to think, even for we were talking on a previous podcast about pushing people into sports. People in Birmingham now have more, it's more accessible to
There were 14,000 volunteers.
Yeah.
You know, 14,000 people that helped put these games together. They were from the community.
Yeah.
And a lot of people actually criticised the closing ceremony for being too Birmingham focused. I loved it. You know, they really put out Birmingham artists there. JK, Georgia Smith, born and bred Walsall. You know,
Ozzy
Osbourne. What a comeback that was. Then, you know, the Beats by Lions and Lions of Punjab.
Punjab BMC.
Yeah, Punjab BMC.
No, so like, I like, look, I'm not trying to criticize the games itself. The games themselves that happened in Birmingham, the vibes that were there, the people that came together, that was all amazing stuff. But I'm on about like the upper levels of the Commonwealth and what it represents.
No, I get that. I get that.
And they're like, and the other point I wanted to make about Ishan saying like, you know, but look what it's done for the Birmingham itself. Yeah, I accept it to a certain degree because a lot of the times, if you look in the past, okay, yeah, the countries that had like Olympics and stuff, right? Okay, yeah, they build stadiums for the Olympics, and then it doesn't get used after that. It kind of like becomes. So it depends on you can't speak of its success right now in terms of the legs it's gonna have. That you got to speak about it like in 10, 12 years time.
But look, the facilities are there now.
The facilities are there,
but we'll see how useful they actually become in the end. And the one good thing about these Birmingham Commonwealth Games was actually there was this whole point they didn't need to build a lot. So they obviously built the aquatics entrance.
Felt like they built a lot, man. All the roadworks, everything.
No. Like usually when this sort of like an event happens, the city ends up spending billions on just like making stuff for it to happen. But with Birmingham, it was quite they used Uni of Birmingham, for example. They used the NEC. I think for the for all the cycling stuff, they used the Velodrome in London. That was already there from the Olympics from 2012. So in that sense, it's quite well done because they haven't wasted too much money on it.
I mean, just talking about some of the impact and legacy as you touched on. That Birmingham's now also in the running to host Eurovision, so it's shown its capacity that the people were welcoming. Okay, we can actually hold world class level stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine. All right, I think that's fine. I think I forgot to mention at the start was, for the viewer as well, I'll put in the YouTube video and the Spotify, etc., blah, 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 in the caption at what minute, what we'll be talking about what subject. So if you don't want to tune into some things, you don't have to, but if you don't, then your loss. But anyway, another thing, Premier League season obviously kicked off.
Exciting.
I heard Arsenal looking good now, no?
Oh, we'll talk about Arsenal, but
we'll talk about Arsenal. But anyway, I mean, Premier League, the table as it stands as of today, Man United are at the bottom of the table, the 20th place.
Is that minus 6 goals and
minus
0
5?
score? Did they score? United haven't scored a goal.
Haven't scored a goal, no.
They lost 2-0 and they lost 4-0.
2-1. Actually, they have scored a goal, haven't they? 2-1, wasn't it, first game? Or was that an own goal?
Must have been an own goal.
Yeah, it was 2-1 and then 4-0.
It's not looking good, bro.
Yeah, so first game of the season, it was Brighton. It was like, okay, I can see how it could be a hard game. But, okay, fine. They showed some fight. They scored one goal. Yeah, a little bit. And it wasn't the worst game. So it was like, okay, and it's a new start, new manager, new players. So it's like, all right, okay, whatever. Yeah, disappointing, but whatever. Yesterday, I was playing cricket, right? And the guys that were sitting outside were like, Brentford are beating Man United 4-0 at half-time. And I genuinely thought they were just taking the piss. Like, it was a joke. Like, that wasn't even a serious reality in my head. But honestly, this team, United, are in the gutter, man. They're in the mud.
You know what? I'd even totally forgotten about the game. What happened was I was walking the dog and I walked past the pub and I just heard the football on. Peeped inside and I saw it was like 15 minutes. United were losing 1-0 to Brentford. And I was like, oh shit, this is interesting. And then I put it on my phone as I carried on walking. By the time I put it on, it was 2-0. Right? Carried on watching it, switched it off, put it back on 3-0, 4-0.
No way.
And it was like 35 minutes, 4-0.
35 minutes, 4-0.
By Brentford.
Yeah.
The thing is, I caught up with all the analysis. I caught up with the game highlights, with all the analysis. Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher's post-match interview.
I love them.
Gary Neville showed more passion in those 7 minutes than the whole team did in the 90
Why
minutes
is it like that, though?
on the pitch. Because, I don't know, man. A lot of people, there's two arguments, Is it the players that are letting it down? Yes, the players are letting it down. But there's also just the club is just
rotting.
It's rotting. It's not run well. I mean, you're talking about the players. Harry Maguire needs to leave, man. Honestly, I saw some tweets, right?
80 million defender.
When Ten Hag came in, a lot of the fan base was convinced Harry Maguire would not remain captain. Now, what people are suspecting is there actually something in his contract saying, we spent this much money on him, we need to get the most out of him, he is our club captain. How much of that is a club influence?
No.
I'm not convinced Ten Hag would have come in, watch Harry Maguire play and be like, yeah, that's my captain.
No, I think he tried towing the line, obviously, but with Ronaldo, look, it was a battle between Ronaldo and Maguire.
He's got Varane on the bench.
Yeah.
Varane's not starting above Maguire.
But, you know, you got to ask yourself, is Varane really that great then?
Oh, he's better than Maguire. I can tell you that.
Varane's the guy that came from Real Madrid, isn't it?
Yeah, 4 Champions Leagues.
And
Champions
what
League
about this
Varane.
guy, what's his name, Martinez? You spent about 60 million on 57 million.
Yeah, I'm not judging him yet. You know, I know
Really?
I'm not judging him yet.
He's played poor in both games.
No, the opposition manager,
Poor.
Thomas Frank, he came out and said they actually targeted him because he's 5'9".
Yeah.
He's the smallest centre back in the league.
You're going to spend 57 million pounds on a 5'9" defender. Look, he's what is he known as, the Butcher of Amsterdam or something like that?
The Butcher. No, I'm not judging him yet. I watched him in the first game and I thought he was quite good.
Did you?
In the first game.
He's probably like he's probably like a B-Tech Lindelof. I'll tell you that now.
Right. Well, anyway, you know, United are in the gutter.
Who's on top?
Okay, wait. Before we move on, I'm not done with United yet, by the way. Yeah? So there's 2 more things I want to ask you with United. Ronaldo, number 1. And number 2, where you reckon you're going to finish. And how long will Eric 10 weeks survive?
Ronaldo, you know, the one thing I didn't like, we know he's got his ego. We know he's got his personal stats and goals. But the fact that he wanted to move clubs purely so that Lionel Messi doesn't catch his Champions League goal-scoring record, just being that petulant, I think...
How do you know that?
No, that's
a very well-known fact.
Yeah, that's a very known...
Well-publicised.
Yeah.
The fact that he wanted to leave for that point only, I thought that was a bit disappointing.
So it was this whole thing about
he's not Man United anymore.
He is. But only because he, you know, about 7 or 8 clubs rejected him.
Why?
Don't want to afford him or he's too old.
Yeah, not only that, but it's the negativity he brings, the toxic energy he brings everywhere he goes. He has to.
He's still a great goal scorer. At 37 years of age, he scored 18 Premier League goals.
Yeah.
You can't discount that. He's still a good goal scorer.
No, but
and I'm sure
it comes
Eric
at a cost. And it comes at a cost.
Comes at a cost.
Is he doing well for Man United right now?
No.
Well, what he's saying, and rightly so, he's like, everyone else here is just not on my level.
Yeah, but he's look, at the start.
He's not wrong.
At the start of last season, you were so excited about this. You said he's going to bring up. People would look at him in those changing rooms and that they're going to be inspired by him. But
and I stand by that. At that time, that's how I felt.
He's not inspired anybody. I'll tell you why. Because he's too selfish. Everybody in that dressing room, although I'm not in that dressing, but from the way everybody reacts, the way everybody speaks about him, nobody fucking likes him in that dressing room. And you have to accept that.
Do you think they're a bit jealous?
It's not jealousy. He's just an arsehole. He is.
He will be demanding, but
like
to be great, you need to be demanding.
No, to be demanding, but look, I think he's over in the top. For him, it's an obsession with numbers. And I was listening to Top Sport this morning, and it was there. No, not Top Sport. Sorry, I was watching this video from like an interview by somebody was interviewing Jose Mourinho, right? And they were asking him, "What do you think motivates Ronaldo?" And he said, "It's purely numbers, right? He wants to chase records because you know he's got them all." So because of that, it's kind of like blinding.
He's at the stage of his career, he's at the twilight stage. He's thinking about his legacy now. He's thinking about his numbers, what it will leave behind.
Yeah.
Cool. That's fine. What was your second point? Shitty one. I'll dismiss it now. Go on.
Okay. Where do you reckon United will finish at the end of the season?
United won't be in top 4.
What about top 6?
We'll make top 6.
Is it still early?
I think it's going to be the way...
It's still early though for you to say that, right?
It's early, but I think you know what? I think it's going to be some short-term suffering for some long-term gain. Sorry, I would hope we stick with Eric Ten Hag. I actually believe in him as a manager. I feel sorry for him, man. He came with the right attitude. He came with the right mentality. He is a good coach. You can't deny that. But the club is shattering his hope.
Who's top 3 right now?
It doesn't really matter who's top 3 right now. Who will finish top 3 is City, Liverpool, and
Arsenal,
Tottenham.
So what's something about Arsenal? I heard they're pretty good.
Arsenal, well, obviously that all or nothing.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
Do you want to talk about that now?
Yeah. If you haven't watched it, you know, we're going to give you mad spoilers. Like you did to me. This guy messages me, episode 5, Aubameyang, he's a disgrace. Yo, I'm like, bro, chill. I'm on episode 4.
What's this?
What do you mean?
Netflix?
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean? Like spoilers? That happened last. Everybody knows what happened.
Maybe, what do you mean? I don't follow Arsenal. I don't care.
No, but you know Aubameyang left.
Yeah, I know he left,
right?
But I didn't know there was something disgraceful in this episode. Like, I was watching episode 5. I was like, okay, what? Let me see now what Aubameyang did that was disgraceful. You ruined it, that experience. I want to watch that episode without any infiltrating thoughts.
Look, all or nothing. We all know, spoiler alert, was nothing at the end of the day, right? Yeah, for Arsenal last season. But To be honest, I sat on this podcast like towards the end of last season when we were talking about how Arsenal were fair on, and I genuinely thought they would make top four. And I said, look, Arteta is a good manager. He's turning it around. So he's building the club brick by brick. And I think Arteta is going to stay. And I think they're only going to get stronger this season. Look, you know what? They had a really solid pre-season, right? They had a really, really solid pre-season. But as did United, to be honest. United had a good pre-season. But they just faltered at the first kick of the Premier League. Whereas Arsenal have kind of kept that fire going. And they've got players and not egos. And I think Man United falter, if you look at it in comparison to other teams, especially like Liverpool, City, Arsenal.
Yeah, egos are too high.
Right?
Yeah.
The egos are too high. It's a team, not individuals, right? If you look at United, they've got Sancho, top talent, right? Ronaldo, one of the best players ever, right? All of these players they've got.
Let's stick to Arsenal, yeah.
Right?
Let's stick to Arsenal, yeah.
And if you look at Arsenal, the way they play, they've got Gabriel Jesus, who will give his life for that team. You know, any team he plays for, he fucking
That's
works.
a really good addition. They've got a proper
Right.
number 9 and that can stick in goals.
Proper number 9, and not only that, he's...
Emil Smith-Rowe, top
Yeah.
talent. Saka, top talent.
Yeah.
You know, they've got good players. Odegaard. He's good.
You know, these players, I wouldn't say they're world class, but they're top players. And you know what? They've got good attitudes.
They've got talent and good attitude.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you know, Arteta, you know that documentary, that All or Nothing, they've released 6 episodes so far. They're going to release a couple more, I think, right? And you know what? It's good marketing by them, because, you know, it shows how the team's faltering and how, you know, outside there's a lot of noise, you know, let's sack Arteta, this, that and the other. But then they show in those moments how the team's dealing with it, how the manager takes responsibility. They really show them in a positive light. It is a bit of spin as well, you can't deny that.
Is it?
I don't think so. I don't think Amazon
that...
would have been allowed to go in with unfettered rights. You can do this, you can do that. You can show this, you can show that.
Okay, look, there were a few moments in there that you knew were a bit like, some of the questions they asked weren't like, you know, would put Arsenal on the back foot. So I don't quite buy that. One thing I would say, you know, you mentioned the fans and stuff, right? Yeah, it just kind of shows like sometimes I really like the football club Arsenal, right? And I absolutely loved Arsene Wenger, and I really I never took to what was the Spanish guy's name? The Good Evening.
Oh, Emery.
Emery. I never quite took to Emery, but
he was a great manager.
He was a great manager, but I don't think he was at the right club. But Mikel Arteta, I liked him from day one, right? Yeah. And with Arsenal fans, they pushed Wenger out, and I think that was unfair, right?
It was time to go for him. He did what he did.
No, I don't know.
He brought out the most of the club. Again, at the time, you know, the owners weren't really supporting in the transfer
And then
market.
even with Mikel Arteta, you know, they've been hammering him, and you could see it in the series itself. Like the first couple of games, all the fans were turning on him, saying Arteta out.
Modern football,
and then
the fans don't give enough time.
No, but then
and it will probably be the reason why Erik ten Hag doesn't stay in a job long.
Yeah, but then just like a couple of games later, they're all singing, you know, like Super Mikel Arteta and stuff. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, those fans actually don't deserve Arteta, I think. Right? If you look at them.
Arsenal fans in general.
Fickle.
Yeah.
They're very fickle, and I think...
But, okay, enough of Arsenal. I want to talk about Liverpool briefly. Briefly, right? Are they going to win the league?
Yeah. I said that last time as well, and I thought we were out by a point, but I think genuinely we will.
Why?
Again, we've got a team that's compact. I think where we might falter is the midfield. That worries me slightly because Thiago's injured, and I think Thiago... Look, I'm going to say it now, yeah? I don't give a shit what anybody says. Thiago is the best midfielder in the Premier League, okay? Bar De Bruyne, perhaps, there's nobody else that's better on the ball than Thiago.
Is he right?
Thiago's a baller.
Yeah.
But he's just... I don't know, he's just not been balling at Liverpool. He's injured a lot.
He's not injured a lot. I mean, he's got injured now, unlucky, but he's going to be out for a few weeks. But if you look at it, the way he plays a ball, the way we play football, right? Liverpool keeps saying it's not like, you know, when we hit a long ball, it's not a long ball, it's a long pass. You know, it's measured, inch perfect.
So you think you're going to win the league?
Absolutely. I think if Thiago stays fit throughout the whole season, we'll win the league.
If buts and maybes. Let's see. Would that make you happy if Liverpool win?
Yeah, I'll just go out on my weights. I got another reason to buy another t-shirt.
you know, so many people on TikTok saw the clips of you wearing a Liverpool top, and they were like, "That's it, straight away he's a wanker." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." But cool. Quick word: relegation. I don't even know which team came up, man.
Oh, you know what? I think one team's going to struggle.
Let me quickly load up the table.
You know what? Everton are going to struggle majorly this season.
Well, Frank Lampard, man, I don't know if he'll last the season.
He won't. He probably won't last till Christmas, I think. He's shit. He's shit.
Who's some of these shit teams now? Let's have a look.
I'm worried for Leeds a little
Bournemouth?
bit.
Did they come up?
Yeah, Bournemouth came
Fulham?
up.
What about Aston Villa?
You know what? Fulham.
Southampton?
No.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest?
I think Aston Villa will be fine.
No, Bournemouth didn't come up. Nottingham Forest?
They've bought 14 players in. That's too many. Normally, we've seen teams that have come up and just gone out and like bought a whole new team and a bench have always been relegated.
Well, let's see.
They'll struggle.
I don't know. I don't know who's gonna.
I'm a bit worried for Leeds, and I'm not worried, but I'm happy about this. But I think Everton are going to struggle majorly, especially if the longer they keep Frank Lampard.
Okay, cool. The next thing I want to talk about is the Ballon d'Or nominations came out recently. The bigger news, rather than who was top 3, which I'll load up in a second, was that Ronaldo was nominated for the 18th time.
Yeah, he's not
right. Well, he was in the top 30, right? And Messi wasn't.
Yeah, Messi just had a really shit season, didn't he? So I'm not surprised by
So
that.
Ronaldo at 37 came to the Premier League, bagged 18 goals and is nominated for the Ballon d'Or, whereas Messi, 2 years younger, went to a Farmers League and didn't perform. So does that put any weight towards who's better?
Not really. I think you're reading too much into it. With Messi, his heart was broken by leaving Barca, right? And he's at PSG purely because of the money, and he's not there because he's got any association or any love for the club. And obviously with PSG, they've generally... I wouldn't say they've struggled. They've obviously walked through that league, but if you have those players, you don't need to manage that team. You just put those players on the pitch and they'll probably beat most of the teams in that league. But they struggled in the Champions League. So I don't think it's the right team for Messi anyway as well. So I don't think you need to overly read into that in that sense.
I'm just going through the nominees now. There's a lot of people from Liverpool. Salah, TAA, Virgil van Dijk. Well, 3. Who do you think is going to win it? A lot of people are saying Courtois, obviously Benzema.
I think Benzema is Benzema.
Is Mane not on this list?
He
should be. Fabinho's on this list, actually. Darwin Núñez is on this list.
Yeah, but obviously for... where did we sign him from? Benfica?
Hold on. Is Mane not on this list?
Sporting. I wouldn't be surprised if he is or if he isn't, to be fair.
Salah made the list and Mane didn't.
Salah scores goal, man. He scores goals after goal.
Last season... Mane was better than Salah. Don't tell me otherwise.
No. Mane finished stronger than Salah, but I wouldn't say... Salah was on fire pre-January.
No, but even in the international stage, Mane killed it. And he had one over on Salah in the final. Look, he won. He won the AFCON.
Yeah, he won the AFCON, but...
And that's what you should be taking into account for the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, I guess so. It's a bit unfair, I get it. But, to be fair...
Mane got shafted.
He did, a little bit.
Mane got shafted.
I mean, if Ronaldo's being nominated...
Fabinho made it and Mane didn't.
Fabinho's had an excellent season.
Better than Mane.
Why not? He performs solidly, game in, game out. Fabinho performs.
And obviously Lewandowski's made it.
Yeah.
So, I reckon top 3 is probably Courtois, Lewandowski and Benzema. And I think Benzema will win it. If Benzema doesn't win it... Something's wrong.
Yeah.
And I think people will stop believing in the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, because the thing that happened to Lewandowski, that was a bit peak. He literally had it taken.
That year, kind of took a bit of the shine away from the Ballon d'Or. Okay. A bit of a random switch, but who's going to be our next Prime Minister? Obviously, Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak are at the forefront of becoming the leader of the Conservative Party. Our good old Boris Johnson, he seems set on leaving, towards the end of this month, August?
The way he left, September. I thought was so sick, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, hasta la vista, baby. Man, come on, how come
he's so sick about that? I'm fucking tired of people thinking that he's so funny, he's so this. What's so sick about
that? Is actually amazing.
He's the most disgraced Prime Minister we've ever had. This fucking arsehole was... You know what? When he made his speech, this whole thing about outside 10 Downing Street, when he was forced to, when he was literally sacked by his own government, right? Yeah, he said this thing about, he has to leave, or blah 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 blah. It's been his greatest thing he's ever done. It's been his greatest privilege to serve the country, and he will carry on serving the country until the new government comes in. He won't stop fighting. Where the fuck is Boris Johnson? Who's actually seen him? Who's actually seen him for the last 2-3 weeks?
That's true, I haven't seen it.
We've got a cost of living crisis going on. We've got climate emergencies going on. The only person I'm hearing right now actually calling for change and calling for action is Gordon Brown. And he left the office in 2010. Right? And we've got a man who's just sitting in office, literally with no responsibility, doing absolutely nothing. And you guys are here saying, oh...
He's definitely just jamming. He's on holidays, cigars in the garden patio.
No, but this is the kind of like... This is the guy... And you guys think it's always great. Oh, what an absolutely...
I think there's only one man for the job. Ali G.
You may as well put Ali G. He'll probably do more, man, right now. If you look at it, like, this government...
Oh my God.
Where is Nadeem? You know, we've got a cost of living crisis. No, where's the fucking Chancellor?
All right, but who's going to become Prime Minister out of Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak?
So I read this morning in one of the articles that Liz Truss has got, I think, a 20 or a 22 point lead over Rishi Sunak. So I think it's pretty clear. You know, when you've got these kind of like polls going on, it's pretty clear.
This country will never just pick a brown person to be their...
I think not the Tory party 100%, because if you
as a nation, like how...
I could see the Labour Party doing it.
Yeah.
But obviously, as a nation, like... But this country is bare dumb, man. When you even take Brexit into account, like so many people voted to leave... It wasn't even like an educated vote. They always think, yo, let's get all these
and where did that
out.
Okay, where did that come from? Where did that narrative come from?
I don't know about that, but I just know
it came from the Tories. It came from UKIP, right? Okay, yeah. If you look at it, and like, you know what, Rishi Sunak, and all these. Look, bruv, who's gonna vote? Like, if you've spent the last 10, 12 years, they've been in power since 2010, right? Yeah. And if you look at the narrative and the way the kind of conversation has changed over the country's kind of pulled more and more towards the right? People are being racist more openly. People are saying shit that they wouldn't conceive of saying 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 20 years ago, for example, right? Yeah. And the country's been going backwards.
Well, what have you based that on?
Just generally, like Brexit, for one, right? And this whole attitude that all these foreigners coming into the country, okay, yeah? There's the government fucking sponsored advertisements of people of queuing up outside Calais and saying, look, all these queues and stuff, we need to stop these people. Based upon that, there's a huge anti-immigration narrative, right? Okay, yeah. And then you've got mans like Rishi Sunak, you've got people like Nadeem, you've got people like, Zawahiri, you've got people like Priti Patel, Sajid Javid, all of these coloured people within the Tory party that are every single day trying harder and harder to appease those on the right wing, right? Kind of like moving towards that, creating that hate against immigrants and stuff. But what they forget is that their skin is brown, and no matter what they do, they can never wash that shit off. And no matter what they do, all of these people they've been riling up over the last 10 years, they will never ever ever take orders from a fucking guy named Sajid Javid or a guy named Rishi Sunak or Priti Patel. So they've got themselves to blame for it.
That's facts.
And I think that's why, if the Tory party brings in Rishi Sunak, there's no way they're going to win that fucking elections in 2 years' time.
In 2 years' time.
Yeah.
Is that when the general elections are for
2024, I think, isn't it? Or 2025, my bad.
2025.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
And that's when we see a change of if it's like Labour or...
Yeah, so that's going to be the general election.
When it comes to politics.
Unless they call a snap election, but they would never do that right now because they try to do that. Yeah, they'd lose because of Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
Yo, Amrit, quick question. Do you think if David Cameron was still in power, we would be in this mess? He only left after the Brexit thing, right?
Yeah, but...
and ever since then, it's been a bit of a shit
David
show,
Cameron, he washed his hand. Like, look, David Cameron had his own greed, right? He said to people, well, look, I'll give you a referendum if you vote for me and stuff, all of that, right? Yeah, we shouldn't have never had that referendum in the first place, right? Because we saw this, how easy it was to kind of mislead people. These Eurosceptics, people have been, Tory party have always, and even within certain elements within Labour, have always been against Europe because of the inclusivity it had, right? For the government, it's been held to high standards and stuff, all of that, right? So they've always been Eurosceptics within government in both parties. But what this referendum allowed was for people to actually go out and campaign based upon lines like the Tories did, like UKIP did, like Nigel Farage did. Tell me one thing that's come true from all of those promises that they had made in 2016, right? Tell me one thing that's come true. So because of that, like, and I believe it's like, David Cameron, nobody thought that we would have Brexit, but nobody actually thought we would drop so low. Our own media, our own politicians would stoop so low and lie to us so openly and so blindly and rile people up against immigration that this would happen.
What do you say to those brown people who look at Rishi Sunak as, oh, he's brown, so I'm going to vote
they're fucking stupid. They are stupid. That guy is whiter than white. I'll tell you that now. He's the most whitewashed guy you could in any Tory party, right? And I've always said there's the only thing worse than a Tory is a fucking brown Tory, right?
Jeez.
Okay, so when I see a brown or somebody brown or black and they're a Tory, they're the worst of the worst, because this is the party that demonizes their people, their community, and they're a part of that, right? They're a part of that, and then I will not take, like, I won't take anything else from it, like, because you can't argue otherwise. You can't. From what we've seen in the last 12 years, we've seen minority communities being demonized by this party, and you've been in part of all that.
Okay, cool. Couple more things just to close out this podcast. One being, hot vibes, hot today. We're sweating in this room, man. You lot, I can tell, struggling.
This is definitely the most
And you know what? The Tories really got me riled up, and I'm even more stressed right now.
This is why we need more views on our YouTube, man. You lot to like it so we can afford an AC.
Or at least a fan.
What's been some of the tunes that have been popping this summer for you guys?
Where's my phone at?
For me, it's just been Burna Boy, man. Recently, his
like
album has been insane,
Fine.
and like, you know what? I'm actually even learning some Yoruba from him. Yeah, because that I need Ijibo and Shayo. I'm like, yo, is this me? But he's like encompassing the mainstream market.
Yeah.
A bit like how AP Dylan.
Burna Boy is sick.
With like Brown Monday, he's touching in like that mainstream market. Those songs that are popping on TikTok. Fair play. Burna Boy is sick.
Yeah. So these are bangers right now, yeah? So Blessing Me by Mura Musa, bro, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
What do you think about Staying Alive? Drake's new track?
Nah, not for me.
Yeah, like,
for me.
I love Drake, but honestly...
As always, with DJ Khaled recently, it's been a lot of hype.
Is it...
But not enough.
It wasn't all that, man.
Yeah.
I listened to it just to be a Drake fan still, but nah. Bro, Love Island Freestyle by Nico B is 10 out of 10.
Right.
You got Your Girl in the Urus. I'm at the back of the tour bus crying. He's a waste man.
What's your thoughts on the Central C song? How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay.
Oh, banger.
I don't think it's a banger.
Really?
Nah, I don't think it's a banger.
I was hearing that in London all day yesterday.
If you actually analyse that song, right? How long is it? 1 minute something?
It's very short.
Very short.
Isn't it just the first time that bangs?
That phrase is repeated several times.
Yeah.
There's no lyrics. It's just made for TikTok. Like, put this on TikTok.
Yeah, it is.
That one bar is good. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
That's it.
But that literally, that's all I hear. Like, no, I don't think anybody listens past that
That's
song.
the state of UK music at the minute, man. The bar's low.
Sick.
The bar's low.
It goes hard, man.
The bar's low. I thought you'd still be pumping, Honestly, Never Mind.
But when you've pumped something so long, like so much, you can't do it anymore.
Right.
But I'm not gonna lie. At work, the radio's on, and Massive is always on the radio.
Everywhere.
I'm like sick of it. I'm like, bro, these are not had enough.
I was at the cricket club and there was a children's party going on, and they were playing Massive. It's everywhere.
So even Doja is everywhere.
Yeah. Doja Cat trying to indulge in that.
Yo, Fred again. Turn on the lights. Banger. Yeah, I mean that's it. Those are the only things I'm really listening to right now.
Yeah. Final note to close out this episode. A bit more of a serious one. There was a lot of news with the whole Mandeep Kaur situation.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the brown community shared this on their stories. It was a case where a woman, she was a mother of 2 daughters. She lived in New York and she ended up taking her own life, committed suicide because she was that sick of her husband.
It was 8 years of domestic abuse.
Domestic abuse and violence. And, there was a post with a few slides. Initially, when I saw it, I flicked through and I know, I got the little Instagram warning, it's be careful when you watch
trigger
this.
warning.
Trigger warning, yeah. And then I couldn't play the volume at the time, so I just watched it and didn't really take it in. But then I just saw more and more stories. I was like, okay, wait, let me watch this properly. And I watched the videos of the guy beating the woman. Honestly, I think that was the hardest thing I've ever watched. I couldn't stomach it.
What was worse about the video?
It had audio.
The audio was the kids screaming, saying "Stop,
bro,
that's mad." People need to just know how to act. Obviously, with that specific case, but it was shocking. But they need to deal with their things properly. Let's say they're having issues between them. For example, she was saying she felt bad because she couldn't give him a boy. Everything. People need to talk about how they feel, but you also need to understand. if you're living in that toxic environment, she's probably made to feel that she has no one to talk to. And at our generation, this is something we can do. We need to be here for our friends and just make it comfortable to, like, if anything happens to you, Aman, like, I'm here. Yeah. It's kind of sad, but those kind of social networks maybe aren't there for everyone.
Especially the generation.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think I had this chat with you, I don't know, a few weeks ago, but I definitely said to you, like, it's a big blessing having friends. It's an even bigger blessing having friends that you can genuinely talk to. And in Punjabi, we call this sangat, right? It's our community. Firstly, we need to make sure we're there for people. So if they are a subject of domestic abuse, they can turn to someone they can trust and find appropriate support. For the people doing the abusing, like you said, they need to also, something's happening to them and they're taking all their frustrations out in a way of domestic abuse. Maybe that person as well needs a better support system. Maybe they need better friends to be like, look, that's actually not how you treat a woman. They need better sangat as well. Be like, when shit hits the fan, there are other ways of dealing with this. You can talk to your wife or your partner properly without acting like a fucking dick. And
but these people are past that though. And that's because of their mentality, and it's also because of alcoholism.
It's not just the fact that the person. Look, Sangat can only take you, like, you know, community can only take you like
our community is also very much of the case of, you know, these things we don't really talk about because it's very taboo. You know, we don't want to show our problems as a community. We do like to hide our problems.
Yeah, it is. But then look, I think with this guy, there's no saving this guy. Yeah, because Firstly, I watched this, somebody went and interviewed this guy, right, yeah, and he said that, like, oh, he didn't hit her or something, and he only hit her with a towel because he knew it wouldn't hurt her and stuff, right, yeah, it was fucking disgusting what he was saying, right, yeah, and even if some friends went, look, he was beyond some friends just having a word with him, telling him, look, you shouldn't treat your wife like this, okay, yeah, this guy was pure evil, right, if you look at the way he's been treating her, look, there's 8 years.
How would you refrain? Like, look, moving forward.
Hold on. There's 8 years of abuse here, right? Okay, 8 years. You know, that woman tried, like, took the decision to take her life. It's not an easy decision to make. She has 2 young daughters.
She was crying, and she, you know, she was knowingly she's going to leave her daughters behind.
Exactly, and you know, you ask any mother, like, how would they ever leave a child behind? So you have to be in her shoes, trying to think, okay. Her life was so morbid, right? Made by this particular person and his parents, right? Okay, yeah. And if you see some of those, they released some clips of the mother sending her voice notes and stuff. It was fucking horrible. You know, you could see how this guy is treating his wife has come from his parents, and now his parents are on the run in India. They don't know where they are. They're like, kind of, you know, so if you look at that, okay, yeah, that guy's beyond saving, I think. Right, and the only thing you could do is lock him up, probably, and or definitely take the girls away from him. Okay, yeah. So she's made.
He has custody of them, right?
Still, yeah, and he also, like, cremated her as well.
He cremated. Yeah. He performed the rituals.
Yeah, and
how do you think he feels right now?
He doesn't have any remorse because you can tell from these.
I don't care how he feels.
Yeah.
I don't care how he feels. You know, I think
he doesn't have remorse. That's the only thing you can.
I know what you're saying. That guy in particular, pure evil. Yeah. You know, but what I'm saying
in general, if you look at the messages he sent her, if you look, there were clips of him, like, literally just shouting at her down the phone, like, properly, like, grinding his teeth, and he's in a truck at work.
I think this does touch on, you know, that whole toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
A lot of people they've called out Andrew Tate recently, you know, because he, you know, a lot of young boys, age 8 to 13 or, you know, 15, 16, just watching him on TikTok. They're loving what he says because he's promoting these misogynistic messages. And, you know, initially it was like he was a bit of a joke. It might be funny, but it's like, yo, this guy's actually got serious issues himself. He's conducted domestic violence as well.
He's on trial for rape.
Well, there we go. Yeah, you know, he said himself he moved to Romania there because it's more lenient.
I didn't know who this Andrew Tate guy was until a couple of weeks back, right? Yeah, and there was this whole post that went viral about Andrew Tate, right? Yeah. They kind of said, right? And then I was reading some of the comments under that post, and they said, look, they were all condemning him, by the way, right? Yeah, but then one of the posts said that you go on his page and you'll be, like, surprised as to actually how many people that you know follow him, right? So I found his Insta page, and I found that at least 12 people that I follow, that people that I know on Instagram follow that guy, right? And one of those people is my little cousin. He's about 18, very, very impressionable young lad, okay, yeah. And I said to him, look, immediately unfollow that guy. And he was like, oh yeah, I don't like, believe in what he says, but I just find him, he's just really funny.
Right.
And I was like, no, it's not funny. And then like I literally forced him there and then to unfollow him. Right, but you do that as well. If you go on your phone now, literally go on Instagram, you'll be surprised as to how many people actually.
Like, I don't follow him because I don't even find him entertaining. Like, I understand bare levels to humor. I just like, so he blew up when he had this podcast with Cheyenne Reynolds about some grilling episode where Castillo was on there in the past. And I actually found Castillo's funny, but I didn't even find Andrew Tate's funny at all. But I mean, I'm not defending Andrew Tate at all. I think he's a waste man, but I also do understand when people follow people just for means of entertainment, not that they fuck with them,
or maybe they just don't want to miss out what everyone else is talking about.
No, that doesn't mean you support someone if you follow them, but
I think following somebody is supporting them. So you have to make a conscious decision. Okay, do I disagree with this person? Yeah, I disagree with this person, so why would I follow that person to give him more clout?
I hear that.
So so when my cousin said I actually don't follow him, but I just literally just follow him because of the banter, and I said, look, he said something along the lines of I don't support him, I don't listen to what he's saying, and I said, look, you are supporting him, and I made him unfollow him. I literally told him unfollow him right now.
Going back to the Mandeep Kaur situation and this whole Andrew Tate and this whole misogynistic behaviour, and going back to alcoholism, I've got a very funny relationship with alcohol because I've seen the effects it has in households, especially brown households. And, going off the back of this Mandeep Kaur situation, what can we do? What can we learn? How can we stop this? And I just want to say, I have seen a lot of people, especially brown people like us young, promote this drinking culture. Oh yeah, I'm a jacked, I love drinking. And I've seen, when I actually think about it, I could think 2 or 3 people in our friend circle might actually be reliant on alcohol in a few years. So are we becoming that generation that we're looking at before?
Yeah, of course we are.
Even though there is a relationship between like drinking alcohol and like abuse, you have to also think that like
you have to be a certain level of tapped to do that in the first
place. You need
place.
so many behaviors to be an abuser as well. Not everyone that drinks is an abuser.
And not everybody that's in abuses drinks as well, by the way. So you can't just say it's only people who drink abuse people.
I'm not saying abusing, I'm just saying general misogynistic behaviour, toxic masculinity. I'm bringing all of that together. I think alcohol does contribute a lot.
And alcohol contributes, but you'll find a lot of people that are sober that still have that kind of same toxic...
I know people that... You can argue that Andrew Tate, I swear he's a fitness freak. So we could he's like a 4-time world kickboxing champion. We could also argue that, boys that are like always going to the gym, are they not pumping that testosterone and aren't they more likely to be abusers?
There's too much of the
do you know what I'm saying?
You can take it either way,
Because what's even bigger than alcoholism, thing is, alcohol can influence you to make dumb decisions, but beyond that, the biggest thing is mindset of this masculinity. I think that's what it is.
I agree with you, and I think generally speaking, you're correct. I think I was just talking about the brown community in particular because I think it is a thing, and I was just trying to make a link of why
I haven't said anything on that, but you're right. They're stereotypes based on truth, and the thing is, in the Punjabi community, like, look, I don't want to bash our community, right? Because I love the community.
Yeah.
But like, but it's a thing, innit? Like, oh, you're brown, you drink brown drinks, you drink JMO. And then,
it's almost become synonymous.
Yeah, but like...
Isn't there a song, Jack Jameson?
Yeah, but like, but the truth is, in our community, there are loads of cases. For example, this Mandeep Kaur thing, right? That's blown on social media. There's so many more Mandeep Kaurs. And... the thousands, probably in Birmingham, London, everywhere it's happening. And can we argue that alcohol plays a part in our community to that? Of course we can. We could argue as well. Like, you got kids, why are you letting your kid play GTA?
Yeah. Well, there have been studies on this on the past. Someone that's exposed to that much like violence, it does go into their subconscious. Maybe they'll go out there, especially if they're in America, in that surrounding, the place that looks exactly like LA. They'll go to a gun shop. Let's do it.
Yeah. Like there are so many studies on that. It's made the news. Like for example, many years ago there was a game on PS2 called Manhunt in the UK that got banned because a kid murdered someone and was addicted to the game. So, I mean, we could go...
Wow. Do you know what I realised? That stops 30 minutes continuous and this is about 50 minutes, so...
Have we fucked it?
This one... that's shut as well.
John, now what?
Fuck off.
Okay, bye guys. Anyway, look, you can probably still listen to all of this on Spotify anyway.
Yeah, true. But okay, yeah. Thanks for tuning in to this episode, and catch us soon.